Welcome back to Corporate Classy but Please Come Correct podcast. I am your host, Alberta Thomas, and I know you guys are going to get me, but it's been a minute. But I also have been working. I would tell you that. But just to kind of recap a little bit about what's been going on, as I stated in my last episode, I have been dealing with my mom now, who is in recovery from having triple bypass surgery on her heart. She is in recovery, she is healing and going through her journey. And I'm so proud of her and I'm so happy to still have my mom here with me. Not only that, I've been really focusing on my regular life day to day, finishing out regular work strong at to the end of the year. You guys know how that go. When you work your 9 to 5, you gotta make sure you finish strong. And then on top of that, I have been working on my spin-off called Unfiltered Fridays with, of course, Umoja. You guys know that's my partner. We have been really owning in on the content over there and doing events from networking, from branding ourselves, and finding out ways on how we can make our brands that are separate cohesively working together, and it's all coming together just smoothly. It's crazy how things work, right? Because you guys know, if you see Mo out there or you hear me talk about Mo movements, you guys know that he is a personal fitness trainer and he goes hard and all of the good things. And he also has so many spin-offs, from Real Men Support Women, Real Men groups that happen once a month, where they meet face to face and all of the men come together and align their focuses and also provide fitness there as well. But then on top of that, he does so many different things and so many different avenues. And then on the flip side, you have me, right? You have the corporate girl who also brand herself, who also want to help and support women in understanding how important it is to walk in your purpose, how important it is to make sure that you are taking care of yourself first so you can be a fierce and a force for everyone else that is connected to you. So I am really barking on that journey of making sure I personally can protect all my women out there, especially my Black and brown girls for sure, but all women. I want to be able to empower you to embark on your journeys, and don't be afraid to tap into things that are maybe uncomfortable, but also very easy, to understand how to navigate your life in those things and those purposes. For me, I've been working and doing spin-off, but also finding ways to cohesively put all of the things that I do in one. I picked up a new hobby, y'all. I would never thought that I would be the girl who wants to play with the cricket, who wants to design things and create things. I thought for sure I just was that girl who can talk, who can show up in a space, who can influence you and keep you engaged and give you nothing but energy. Man, apparently I got a creative side that I enjoy doing, because it really does give my brain a sense of calmness, because I'm always thinking about what's next, what needs to be done. Like, my brain is always moving when I'm at a standstill. So, me being able to really tap into the creative side of things and really own in on making shirts, and it's making cups, making keychains. Y'all, I've been doing my thing. I learned a hobby and I took off with it. And so that's one thing that I know for sure that I am good at, and that what I can do is if you place something in front of me, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to figure it out. And when I figure it out, I'm going to go crazy with it and it's going to be great. So I love a good challenge and it's been really good for me. But something was heavy on my heart for a little bit, and I wanted to go to my closet. And when I talk about my closet, my place where I can vent and decompress, which is my podcast, It's time for me to come back into my closet, right? On the corporate side of things and really talk about something that has been on my heart, right? Woosah. It's okay to woosah. But protecting your character and walking in your purpose. And what I mean by that is that making sure no matter what is thrown at you, no matter how many distractions that come in your way, no matter how tough life gets in that moment, no matter how you feel like your space of integrity and you being who you are is tested, and there is negativity and it's nothing but all bad that's coming your way, that's how you know you are being tested in your walk of your life and your purpose. Okay? When I tell y'all I have been tested multiple times, I have been placed in situations that I'm like, what the heck is going on? I have been distracted by things or people. I have been tested on so many levels, but I know I was being tested for a reason. I know that the power that I have within myself, I know the confidence that I have within myself. I know that I am walking in my purpose every single day is because every distraction, every negativity, every time something tries to come into my space and remove the greatness that I have and that I have worked so hard to have, I knock down every single challenge. And here's the thing, I know I didn't do it by myself. God is something serious. You hear me? He protects me, he covers me, he gives me everything that I need, and I see the signs, and I just have to pay attention. So, as I continue to grow and continue to tap into more of my spiritual side of things for myself, and as I continue to get more wiser, I see my life unfolding and unpacking so many different things. And I kind of want to walk you through just a couple of things that really stood out to me as I am navigating the tough times, right? So, a lot of times when you know what your core characters are, right? So, you know how you show up, you know how you wake up in the morning. You know, you have a routine. You have a routine of how you conversate with people. You have a routine of how you give people love, you give people grace. You have a routine at how you know what works and what do not work, right? And the beautiful thing about that is that when things don't work out, you can try so many different things. And that's why I love the beauty of life. In life, there's always moments where you can try so many different things or ways to get things done. And sometimes that stuff tends to get tested, right? Now, one thing I want you guys to really think about is think about a time when you had to identify when someone or something is challenging your values or your principles. Think about what that looks like. Think about how that makes you feel. Think about, have you done everything you possibly can do for thing or that person? Have you exhausted all options? Have you tried to maneuver? Have you had conversations? Have you showed up the way that you needed to show up in those times and in those moments where you were being challenged, right? And think about how you overcome that negativity, right? Even, and I think the number one thing that I had to identify with is that the fact that it was happening to me. The negativity was happening to me. So it was coming at me. And a lot of times when things are coming at you feel attacked, you feel uncomfortable, you feel like, why is this happening to me when I know I haven't done anything but goodness and provide greatness and provided so many different things to help, right? So when you think about those things, think about ways on how you had to develop a different level of, what would be the word I'll use? Think about a way where how you had to level up your affirmations, right? So what you tell yourself every single day, whether it's, I'm gonna tell you guys what I do. If I wake up in the morning, today is gonna be a good day. I'm manifesting nothing but abundance of talents and gracefulness and growth for myself. I'm manifesting that anything that comes my way that does not give or do any harm to me or my life. So I manifest good things. I manifest what I want that day to look like. So I really found myself in a time in a moment where I had to amplify that to a higher level. I had to go a little bit deeper on what it is that I'm asking of as I am covering myself in so much love and I'm protecting myself, right? And words are powerful. So instead of me fighting negativity, right? What I did was I went into my space and I loved on myself even harder. On top of me loving on myself even harder, I had people around me who loved on me just as much as I loved on myself. When I tell you, y'all, if I have to say this on every single episode, supporters who actually give a damn about you are going to see you for your worth and your values, and they're going to love you and cover you every single time, whether it's good and they're rooting for you, or if it's bad and they're still in your corner when they're knowing that you're under attack. Good support is going to show up. And in the moments of tough times, in the moments of feeling like your character is being tested, love and protection is all I need. And I got that. And so remember to think about those things and check in with yourself. When I say check in, I mean take time to really write things out, understand, revisit situations, revisit what happened, revisit how did you needed to change that narrative or is it okay the way you did? Revisit the steps that took place and the things that took place to lead up to why you were feeling like you were under attack. Eliminate energy drainers, okay? That's one thing I would say. Eliminate people that would drain your energy and not fuel you. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Men, if you're on this call, I'm pretty sure you had some vampires around you that sucked the life out of you as well. You have to remove people that's going to drain your energy because one thing that I've learned just over the last couple of years is that because you have this heart that's full with so much goodness. A lot of times that can be tampered with. A lot of times someone may not treat you the right way. And sometimes that will tend to turn your heart a little cold, a little sour, right? And so you just got to make sure when your heart has turned cold to sour, that you find a way on making sure you don't do that because you have that heart of gold for a reason. Just because someone sucked that from you that one time, don't mean that next person is going to do that for you. Don't mean that next thing is going to do that for you. You have to move on, pray about it, and just look forward. Just look ahead of what other people or things, what they need from you. Because at the end of the day, if you're really working on self, then you're going to, and I say it all the time, you're going to know what your walk and your calling is. And I know what my walk and my calling is. So check your environment. What kind of space are you in? How long is too long to entertain conversations? How long is too long before you remove negativity out your way? Because I'm kid you not. Energy drainers will drain you as long as you give them the option to drain you. It goes back to what I talked about before in one of my episodes. Boundaries will give you the power that you need. Setting the right one will give you the power that you need. One thing about me, and you can ask anybody, I'm not going to entertain a conversation that isn't going anywhere. There's a difference between venting to get off your chest than complaining just to complain with no profitable cause. And so you got to be able to, as the listener, to identify with what you're being dealt with at that time and navigate through that. You don't sit and dwell in that because guess what? All of that energy, all that negativity is getting to you and it's going to eventually drain you. So be mindful of your energy. Take an audit of where your space is and ask yourself truly, is that what you want a part of your life? Is that the type of space that you need to be in? Do you need that one thing in your life? And another thing is having some accountability partners. This one goes back to the support system, right? What do your support system look like, right? My support system look like a bunch of real people that's going to tell me if I'm right or wrong. But at the end of the day, I support you. But at the same time, I do want to let you know, Alberta, that you were wrong. That's real supporters. That's real accountability partners. Someone who can help guide you and someone who also have your back at the end of the day, regardless of whatever it is. That's real support. And so, as I'm going to wrap up this episode and talk about wanting to make sure I remind anyone that hit play on this episode is that your character, your purpose, your light is the greatest part of you and should never be tampered with. Embrace all of the goodness that you have built in you fully. You stay consistent and you never let noise overshadow your greatness. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Your light, your character, your purpose is the greatest part of you. You have to embrace these things fully. You stay consistent and you never let noise overshadow your greatness. Ask yourself to identify one way you can protect your character and walk in your purpose this week. I really want you to think about that. Identify one way you can protect your character and walk in your purpose this week. Once you're able to do that, you look at that thing every single day. Understand if you may say right now, Berta, I don't even think I'm there yet. That's okay. Go back to the beginning of my podcast and listen all the way through. There are plenty of steps on how to navigate to find your purpose in there while also creating boundaries, but also having supportive systems and processes in place. And so, as I wrap up this episode, that's what's on my heart. I kept debating, like, how am I going to roll this out? What my words going to look like? I got a couple of notes jotted down, but I'm like, woo, how can I bring some bullet points to life on my podcast? But it goes back to say that the space, the platform that I created is a space for me to authentically be myself and express what is bothering me. It's a place where, guess what? You come home at the end of the day, you pour yourself a glass of wine or water or whatever is your favorite, best cold drink or warm, that you're able to hit play at that time that if you're driving into work or you leaving work, you're able to hit play. Whether you're kicking it off at the end of the night, I'm going to listen to an episode as I wind down. You can press play because you're going to get a different type of energy in every episode that you play. But the only way you're going to be able to feel the impact is if you go through this journey and that you went through every episode in this on this podcast. That's going to be the only way. Or guess what? You may say, Alberta, I don't want to listen to every 24, 25 episodes that you have posted. Guess what? That's why it's called episodes. Pull something that you need in this current moment, because at the end of the day, you can't walk around and not continue to grow. I'm excited for the journey that I'm continuing to be on. I'm excited for the love and the patience and the guidance and the care and all the manifestation that I've placed upon myself and that people that is connected to me in so many different ways. I'm going to continue to walk in my purpose boldly. I'm going to continue to stand up with confidence boldly. I'm going to continue to make sure that my voice or my grace or my kindness or my love that I'm able to give don't get dimmed by the light of negativity or energy drainer. So I hope you guys found this episode impactful. Let me tell y'all something. I have just uploaded my entire podcast to YouTube, so you can also find it there. Just over the year 2024, I'm so excited to say that my podcast went from 2 platforms to now 6. And that's because I put my work into it and I gave it all my energies. But guess what? Every episode that you click on, I've been on a journey in that moment. And I chose to be vulnerable to give you that journey of those moments. So if there is something that you would love to hear me talk about, if there is someone who would love to be a part of this journey with me, please do so. I am an open book. My number is everywhere. My website is everywhere. I am so heavily involved in social media, but you got to first take that first step to reach out. I don't know what you need or what you're missing, but I can assure you that I am here to support and to do whatever I can for you. So, guess what? Until next time, thank you for tuning in to Corporate Classy, but please come correct podcast. Peace.